So, video to motion capture has started to become a normal thing now. It's no longer a question of can it be done, it's more a matter of which one should I use. So today I will show you how the three top options today compare with each other. QuickMagic, Unreal5 markerless MoCap, and Blender MotionGen. They all have different strengths and weaknesses, and today we're going to figure out which one is probably best for you. And just to be perfectly transparent, this is technically not a sponsored video in the sense that none of the companies I'm showing asked me to make this video. But at the same time, no one else on YouTube seems to be willing to show a raw, honest comparison between the three. So the monthly members and patrons wanted me to make this video for you guys. That being said, I have worked with each of these companies before, and I have promo codes for whichever one you think is best for you. So I've listed this as sponsored content anyway. Alright, so each of these solutions have different strengths and weaknesses. The three criteria we will be using to judge is animation quality, intuitiveness, and affordability. So let's start with comparing the animation quality since that's probably what you're here for. To test this, I have run the same 5 videos through all 3 software. And as a 3D animator myself, I have picked these videos because they each represent things that AI traditionally struggles with. So they're good benchmark tests. And the results are as follows. Video 1, the backflip. Here is what it looks like in MotionGen. Here is what it looks like in Unreal 5. And here is what it looks like in QuickMagic with settings set to V1 and physics set to 3. Now if we compare these results, all 3 did a pretty decent job, especially at capturing the core movements, though from the side view is where we really start to see the differences. You can see that MotionGen slightly lost track of which direction the model should be facing mid-flip, so there's some jitter here. QuickMagic did a little bit better. There is still some drifting to the side, and if we look at Unreal, there is still some weird drifting going to the side. And you will find this to be a common issue with most video to mocap solutions. From the front view, things will look okay, but from the side view, sometimes you're going to get some weird drifting or physics. However, overall, problems like that are pretty easy to fix in the cleanup process. Okay, so let's do something more difficult. Let's bump the test up to a butterfly kick. So here's what it looks like in MotionGen. Here's what it looks like in Unreal 5. And here is what it looks like in QuickMagic with settings set to V2 and physics set to 3. Alright, now as expected, this is where the cracks in each software start to show. In MotionGen, you can see that we get some crazy elevation and feet issues. If we look from the side view, we can see that again, mid-flip there is a little bit of jitter present, so the momentum from the middle of the flip looks a little bit disrupted. In QuickMagic, the overall animation is pretty smooth. The momentum looks smooth from both the front and the side angles, but similar to MotionGen, the elevation of the feet at ground level are a bit off. And this is probably because in the original footage, it's probably hard for the AI to tell where exactly the ground is because everything is green. Unreal 5, though, in my opinion, did the best. The feet are firmly planted on the ground, and not only from the front view, but also from the side view, we don't really get that much weird momentum shifting. Alright, so now we are getting juicy. The third test is, in my opinion, the hardest. The female walk cycle. Now, a lot of people don't really know this, but when it comes to 3D animating, making things like flips and kicks and dances and weapon reload animations look good is pretty easy for most animators. Anything with big sweeping motions will look good if you just make it smooth enough with the right style. But the real test of skill is if they can create a nice, fluid, organic, and natural looking walk cycle. I think it's a fair thing to say that a good female walk cycle is like the final exam level for most top tier animators. Because there is so much into small details and weight shifting in the pelvis, momentum shifting in the hips and the legs, the slight jerk in the upper body that keeps the head level during the whole process, while the arms swing gracefully side to side. On top of the fact that you as a human can immediately tell when a walk looks weird, this is why if you ever want to know how good your animator is, the female walk cycle is how you figure out. And as such, it should be no surprise that capturing a good female walk cycle is something that most motion capture solutions struggle with. Even $8,000 bodysuits like Rococo still don't really capture the pelvis or the hip sway correctly. And as you will soon find out, there really isn't an AI solution that captures walking correctly yet. But I'll let you see for yourself. Here is the walking animation that I fed as a test. And here is the results in MotionGen. And the first thing that we notice is it doesn't really know what to do with her heels. It gets the feet at this sort of not flat, but not heel position. And the second thing in MotionGen is it's very clear that it thinks the center of gravity is dependent on the feet position. So you can see that the walk cycle looks like it's getting pulled side to side based on what foot it thinks is supposed to be touching the ground. If we look at the side view, it doesn't seem to get any better. The posture is completely skewed. The the head is hunched over. And actually, on a side note, this has nothing to do with MotionGen specifically, but in general, it seems like almost all AI models have trained their data after hunched back people. There is a clear bias towards making everybody in a hunched back posture position, and it absolutely kills any animation where you want to try have a beautiful feminine character with graceful upright posture. Anyway, if we look at Unreal, from the front view, it looks sort of okay, but the beautiful hip sway and pelvis motions have been completely destroyed. And if we look at the side view, it starts to look even weirder. The momentum is not consistent, and we get some weird stuttering, and there's no flow in the motion. But if we look at QuickMagic with V1 and physics set to 1, surprisingly, it does a decent job at keeping the smoothness. A substantial amount of the hip sway motion has been preserved, and when we look at the side view, honestly, this is probably the best result out of all of them. The momentum is kept and it's fairly smooth. If I was going to pick one of these animations to start cleaning up, I would definitely pick this one. Alright, test 4, the K-pop dance. Now these animations have a lot going on, and it's unlikely that the AI will capture most of these details. But at this point, we're just stress testing the AI to see what its limits really are. Here's what the animation looks like in MotionGen, and alright, we've already established that MotionGen doesn't really grasp where the feet and the elevation are supposed to be, but it has a decent job of getting the basic movements. However, from the side view, we can start to tell that the sense of orientation, or what direction the character is leaning towards when standing, is sort of all over the place. Now let's check Unreal. Okay, surprisingly, pretty good. The feet are much closer to the ground at proper elevation level, the motions are smooth, and if we look from the side view, the character is still leaning forwards and hunching over a little bit, but it's still usable, and it kind of washed out the pelvis motions, which is unfortunate, but again, the animation came out pretty decent. Now if we check QuickMagic at V1 with physics settings at 1, the feet look pretty good. The pelvis and the hip motion got preserved, which is extremely impressive. And if we look at the side view, we actually have almost no orientation issues. And the back is near straight. It's not perfect, but definitely more upright. If I had to pick one to start cleaning, it would probably be this one because the posture is oriented straight, the feet are fairly well planted, but most importantly, the pelvis motion is preserved. So it would probably need the least amount of cleanup out of the 3. The final test is the random TikTok anime dance. This is like the YOLO gimmick test just for kicks, but it's always good to test the quirky things just so you know how they react. Here's what it looks like in MotionGen. We've already talked about the feet elevation problem, so I won't go into that again. And if we look at the side view, as I said before, it has some orientation issues that need to be worked out, but overall, it did capture the gist of the animation. And now let's check things in Unreal. Again, one thing that Unreal seems to do better than the rest is it keeps things very smooth. The motion is captured quite well. And if we look from the side view, we can see it's slightly trying to orient the character to face a little bit forward. The neck is a little bit hunched. And unfortunately, the pelvis and hip movements are sort of washed away, and the upper body movement is a little bit stiff. It sort of looks like everything moves as one bone from the waist to the neck, but overall, pretty good. And finally, here is what this animation looks like in QuickMagic, set to V1 with physics settings at 1. Okay, yes. Once again, QuickMagic seems to capture the motion most faithfully to the original. I don't really know why, but it also seems to be the best at capturing the pelvis and hip swaying motions out of all 3 consistently. The overall movement looks good and smooth. The feet make sense, but most importantly, from the side, the posture is straight. And if you look here, you can see how the spine properly bends and compresses, and then rotates back out to keep the character straight. Compare that to Unreal, where the spine just seems to move as like a single unit. It barely rotates or compresses forward and backwards at all, and the character does not maintain a straight posture. We have the same issue with MotionGen if you look closely here as well. Once again, if I was going to pick one of these animations to start cleaning up, I'd probably go with QuickMagic because the hip sway movement is preserved, the posture is straight, the feet are flat, and overall the motion is faithful to the original. Now, let's talk about some of the other differences between the software that you should probably know about before you pick one. Because while the results and the quality are the main thing that we care about here on the channel, other factors do exist, starting with intuitiveness and usability. While all 3 software have comparable results, the installation and the user interfaces are not equal. If you are new to the channel, then my criteria for how good a UI is very simple. How much common sense can carry you through the first time using it, and how many mouse clicks does it take to get what you want? If we start with MotionGen, assuming you know how to use Blender, it's fairly intuitive. It's an add-on, and is installed like every other add-on. You download the zip, go to Blender, edit, preferences, browse the file, find the file, open, check the add-on, download 12 gigabytes of software, go out, press N to open the menu, MotionGen, type in your email, type in your product code, activate, turn the engine on, browse the video you want, select it, and you'll get your animation between 5 and 20 minutes, depending on the specs of your computer and how long the video is. The process to go from grabbing the software to getting your animation is about 22 mouse clicks in total. Now let's compare that to Unreal. I won't go through the entire installation process here because it's very complicated. I have an entire long-ass 3-minute video showing you how to do that if you're interested. But long story short, assuming you know what you're doing and you understand how to use Unreal 5, it takes about 76 mouse clicks to go from opening Unreal to getting the animation from a video. And as far as intuitiveness goes, it's undoubtedly the worst of all three. The entire thing revolves around MetaHuman, which is not intuitive at all. And if you're not an Unreal 5 dev, there's no way you would figure out how to use it on your own. The quality is good, but the UI and installation process is a nightmare. Now let's compare that to QuickMagic. QuickMagic is like the opposite of Unreal. Once you have logged into the site, you create AI-MoCap, browse to your video, select the export format you want, decide your settings, hit OK, you're done. Overall, it takes about 8 mouse clicks. It's extremely intuitive. You don't need to know anything about 3D or animation to go from the front page to having your animation in less than 8 clicks, which in my opinion makes it the friendliest user interface out of all three by far. But finally, let's talk about price and accessibility. MotionGen starts at $1. If you pay $1, you can generate up to 3 seconds of video. Personally, I would recommend the indie version so you can generate much longer clips. The price of that is typically $29. However, it is a local solution and relies heavily on your computer's specs. So if your computer is amazing, you can generate a few seconds of animation in a matter of minutes. But if your computer is a potato like mine, then, personally, it took me 25 minutes to generate 5 seconds of animation. I've heard other people take 5 minutes to generate 5 seconds of animation. It really just depends. But if we compare that to Unreal, which is free and also local, there is no price. There is no limit. But the caveat is you need a monster computer to run Unreal 5 and you need an even more cracked computer to run the markerless mocap. My computer was actually too weak to run it, so instead my friend had to test it for me. He has a TI 5090 with 32 gigs of RAM, and to rip 18 seconds of animation took his computer 9 minutes. Now let's compare that with QuickMagic. You get 50 seconds of free motion capture every month. The only time you pay is if you want more than that, or if you're like me and you want to export directly to Unreal 5 or Unity or Mixamo, which is $9 a month. This saves you a lot of time that you would normally waste retargeting the mocap, but honestly, even with the free version, you could just retarget it yourself and it would be fine. But because the QuickMagic is online, the fact that my computer is a potato doesn't really matter, because my machine isn't the one actually running the software. The drawback, of course, is the wait time is a little bit longer. It's about 7 to 20 minutes per animation from the point of you uploading the video. So when it comes to which one I recommend, generally if your computer is ass, I would recommend QuickMagic. It's easy to use, easy to learn, the quality is solid, the base plan is free, and you don't need to be a professional animator to get what you want. However, for those of you that just want a local solution because you're more comfortable with it, I completely understand. In that case, if your computer has been blessed by the VRAM gods, I'd probably recommend Unreal 5. It's free, the quality is solid. You'll probably need to fix the hip movements that have been washed away and the orientation of the spine manually in the cleanup process. It's extremely complicated to install. However, once you do, you get unlimited private usage out of it. In many ways, I think Unreal 5 is the most balanced solution, but it's a bit of an oxymoron because it's like free after you spend thousands of dollars on a computer. But I don't know. So take that how you will. And if you just want a local solution and your computer is mid, MotionGen is probably what I'd recommend. The quality is a bit less and it will require more cleanup than the other two, but for an accessible local solution, the speed and results are definitely usable. And that concludes the comparison. I hope that information was helpful for you. And if you like any of the software you saw in this video, I have promo codes for you in the pinned comment. This test was sponsored by the local monthly members and patrons because they wanted to make sure that you guys had access to this information for free. If it wasn't for them, I literally cannot run some of the software on my own. So please appreciate them in the pinned comment. And if you'd like to join, I would love to have you on board. But regardless, hope that helps. And as always, hope you have a fantastic day and I'll see you around.